Yo, what is going on guys, XHOUNDISHx here, and today I wanted to talk about some year 1 weapons that dominate inside of PvP in the Taken King. So obviously these are year 1 attack value weapons which are not affected in normal Crucible but will be underleveled in Trials and Iron Banner and things like that. So there's been a lot of weapons in Destiny's life cycle, but in this video I wanted to stick mainly to weapons which are still obtainable in the game. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about Praedyth's timepiece. So this is the pulse rifle from the Vault of Glass. It's the high rate of fire and low impact variety of pulse rifle, which was relatively disregarded earlier in year 1 but saw a slight increase in interest towards year 2, and in 2.0 or the Taken King, pulse rifles became the dominant meta primary weapon for year 2's PvP, and Grasp of Malak became a pretty popular pulse rifle. And Praedyth is the same variety as the Grasp, a 77 rate of fire and 4 impact, and comes standard with Headseeker, Secret Round and Perfect Balance, which is arguably pretty top tier for PvP, or at least very solid overall. So the high rate of fire pulse rifles suffered the smallest nerf in the December update, which did nerf pulse rifles slightly, and they still perform very well in PvP, and Praedyth's is no exception. It does feature a slight left vertical recoil, which is where the Grasp does have the potential to outperform with a chance of good rolls on drops, but the timepiece just shreds in PvP and is awesome to use if you're bored of your normal primaries. So moving on, and up next is everybody's favourite PvP hand cannon. It is the Thorn. Obviously this is a very dominant primary in year 1, but after the 2.0 patch which nerfed the weapon by a fair amount, Thorn became mostly redundant as people discovered the new meta and weapons for year 2. However, in December update the hand cannons did receive a target acquisition buff, and Thorn started to appear kind of more commonly in the Crucible again. So it doesn't hit quite as hard or burn for as long as it used to, but the accuracy buff meant that more shots would hit and more often essentially. So I used to use hand cannons quite a lot, but now I rarely use them outside of the last word, so my skill with hand cannon to standard is not the best. However, one noticeable thing about Thorn is that once again you can just slam body shots into people at such a rate that the weapon really does some pretty serious damage, and with this year's balancing, most hand cannons require very well placed and critical shots to perform solidly in PvP, but Thorn is the obvious exception and feels much more like it did in year 1 compared to the start of the Taken King. Overall, it's definitely a legitimate primary again for PvP. I don't use it personally, but I can see why some people do. Again, it's definitely worth a try if you haven't used it for a while. So moving on, the Doctrine of Passing has become a very popular primary in year 2 PvP and is notorious for its low time to kill potential, but back in year 1 this was another archetype of weapon which wasn't the most popular and didn't feature heavily into the PvP meta. Now, Atheon's Epilogue and the Doctrine are both 100 rate of fire and 2 impact variety of auto rifle, and Atheon's Epilogue absolutely shreds in current PvP. Like the timepiece, it features very solid PvP bonuses with persistence, glass half full and perfect balance. I actually prefer the red dot ORS on the Atheon's Epilogue over the sights on the Doctrine as well, and it has 70 rounds in PvP, which is just awesome, and you can regularly mow down 2 players and still have ammo in the magazine, which is pretty cool. The downside is that glass half full won't be much use if you get a kill and reload because the magazine is pretty massive, and also it doesn't have as many stability options as the Doctrine, but I personally don't notice that all too much, and either way it's a pretty fun weapon for standard PvP, and if you like ARs and haven't tried this in a while then you definitely should. And another weapon of this archetype is the Necrochasm, which is also very fun in PvP, has a nice stability including Zen Moment, which is pretty nice on this style of weapon in general. It performs very similarly to the aforementioned weapons, although the weapon sights may not be to everyone's taste, but either way it's pretty cool, definitely worth trying out if you've got one in the vault. So the last weapon I wanted to talk about and have gameplay of right here is Her Benevolence, and this also goes for any of the Queen's weapons or House of War's reforgeable weapons, because you can still reforge them now in year 2, which means you can get different bonuses and definitely get some god tier rolls of these weapons. So I'm using Her Benevolence though because it's probably my favourite PvP sniper ever in Destiny, and it's probably based on me having reforged the weapon and having pretty nice bonuses which I like. Mine actually has Ambush, Short Gaze, hidden hand. I think it's got some stability options, snapshot, and it also has performance bonus, which is just a really great bonus for a sniper in PvP. So her benevolence is basically identical to the 1,000-yard stare, but does feature a lower aim assist stat at around 40, where the 1,000-yard has aim assist at around 56. Either way, I really love this gun. It's very cool that these House of Wolves weapons can still be reforged, meaning if you're looking for the perfect sniper, shotgun, or whatever really for normal PvP, it could be a reforgeable year 1 weapon, which is pretty damn awesome and something definitely worth thinking about still. So there we go, guys. Like I said, just a few year 1 weapons worth showing some love, and while there are countless beastly weapons inside of Destiny and things that, you know, we all have stashed in the vault, these ones can still be obtained from the game right now, so that's pretty damn awesome. So let me know down below if you have any year 1 weapons that you love to use in Crucible still, or any epic perk rolls that you might have on those weapons as well. That'd be interesting to hear. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please drop me a like and comment if you have, and feel free to hit that subscribe button for a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys take it easy. I will catch you very soon. Peace out.